call at the end of the first reading of this bill, but before I do, I'd very much like to address the rantings of the member Mr Nash about the quality of roading in Napier. It seemed odd to me that he would bag his own town to quite that degree, but I did spend a few days in Napier very recently. I can assure the House and those listening that the roads in Napier are in very good condition. And that all the people really wanted to talk about in that place was how good the hard-working MP for Napier was for them. Although I must say the member may want to take up with the Regional Land Transport Committee the small issue of the intersection with State Highway 2 and the turn-off to the airport, which seemed to take forever to get through. But otherwise, I think Napier is in very fine fettle and a picture of modernation, perhaps. Now, one of the abiding memories, I think it's a further evolution of the nomenclature. One of the abiding memories of the 2008 election for me, and particularly as one not driven to protest publicly, was standing in the Octagon on that very cold July morning with several hundred trucks circulating it. Not people who were, I have to say, very empathetic normally with the values of the National Party, but I think we picked up a great deal of support through that, and the members will know that the independent review was actually the result of that protest and put in place by the previous Minister of Transport, Mrs King. Now, our new member, whom I welcome, Mr Jones, to the committee, is a funny guy, intelligent, many articulate sometimes, but certainly funny in relation to his criticisms that the present Minister of Transport has somehow lacked consultation in this process, which is ironic in the extreme. But I want to pick up on Darian Fenton's comments about using the averages potentially favouring larger operators, because she then conflicted her own position by pointing out that many of these trucks are travelling around only half full. So therefore, the larger the truck, then the bigger the penalty it is for travelling around half full. And so I think the averaging process will remove any of the anomalies that presently exist in the charging regime. I also want to add my voice to the support for those strategies that will eliminate the evasion of up to $30 million of RUC charges, and I'm sure we'll hear more about that in Select Committee. I support the bill.
Members, the question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it.
Road User Charges Bill, first reading.
Speaker.
The Honourable David Carter.
Mr Speaker, I move that the Road User Charges Bill be considered by the Transport and Industrial Relations Committee. The committee present its final report on or before 25 May 2011, and that the committee have the authority to meet at any time while the House is sitting, except during oral questions and during any evening on a day in which there has been a sitting of the House, on a Friday and a week in which there has been a sitting of the House and outside Wellington area, despite standing orders 187, 189A and 191B and C.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. We have an amendment in the name of Chris Hipkins to omit the words after May 2011. The question is that the amendment be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary will say no. The noes have it. Party vote. I'll ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
58 votes opposed.
Could I just ask the government whip to state the votes, please?
58 votes, and we're moving the amendment. We're opposing the amendment. Oh, 57. My apologies. 57.
Nationals 57 members, so we need to just have the right vote. So I'll ask the member to cast the vote again.
57 votes opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
42 votes in favour.
Green Party.
9 votes in favour.
ACT New Zealand.
5 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
Toko whā e whakahea.
Progressive.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 vote opposed.
Honourable Chris Carter. Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 52, the noes are 67. The amendment is not agreed to. The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. Contrary will say no. The ayes have it. Call on Government Order of the Day number 5.